Hello, everybody. Takashi here, back with another episode of Latsou in City Skylines 2. Hope everyone's having a great day, and welcome back to Latsou, everybody. Yeah, this is gonna be episode 6, I believe, and last episode we finished up our financial district of Murdoch's over here, so please go watch that. It was a really interesting episode. I'm not gonna lie. We got this all built up. I think it turned out pretty well. But today, guys, we have, oh my gosh, I have been waiting for this episode since I basically started the entire city. And that is subways and public transit, guys. So, one thing about me is I just love subways. I am obsessed with subways. I've been obsessed with subways for basically my whole life. I just love subways and metros and public transit in general. And so I've been holding off on building public transit infrastructure so far because I wanted to make sure the city was like big enough in order to justify it. And I think, we've actually crossed 100,000 people. I think that happened last episode. I don't even know if I announced it though. Like, I kind of forgot, but we have 100,000 people in the city. So I think it's time. We got to start with some public transit, guys. So yeah, let's go. I'm really excited. I'm really hyped, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this is my favorite part of playing city building games, is just building metros and trains and public transit and all that sort of stuff. Before we get into that stuff, which we will, don't worry, I do have to fix something with our current train network. So if you'll look at this line right here, it kind of does some weird things on the track. I don't know what this is. I don't know why it's doing that. So I don't know why the line goes into like weird places here. Like, I don't know why it's switching there. I don't know what the deal with that is, to be honest. And yes, that is a very long bridge. Okay, I understand, but I need to get an outside connection because there are actually no outside connections on the actual map, which is a little weird, but whatever. So I'm just gonna head into a quick time lapse. Let's just get that done. Just get these lines sorted out because they are a little weird. Even here, like, I don't know what this is. And in here too, like under the tunnel. So yeah, we're gonna get that sorted right now. Alright, guys, so I don't really know what's going on with the tracks, to be honest. It's pretty annoying. I don't think it really makes it not as functional. I think this is just kind of me being annoyed at it because it just looks weird. But I can see, if we had multiple train lines going along this corridor, it could get a little confusing. It's just kind of annoying. I can't change it though. As you guys probably saw from the time lapse, I can't even drag these when it's in the tunnel. I did get this one working, so that's fine, but it's okay. It's just me being nitpicky. But anyway, guys, I'm not gonna let that, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, and plus it's underground and it's out of the way anyway. But what really does matter is our subway. So yeah, I'm really excited, guys. So first off, guys, we obviously have to get somewhere to store our trains. Like, we have our regular rail yard here. Now that I think about it, I mean, I made this like literally the first session I played this game. I put the rail yard here like right when I started Latsou. In hindsight, it's not the greatest location. I mean, it's right next to the downtown, but it doesn't really matter. It adds a little bit of character, so it's all right. But our subway rail yard, that's the real question. Where do we put that? And honestly, I'm honestly considering along here, because I don't know what else I'd put here, but I forgot how big the subway rail yard is. Actually, it's pretty big. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. But we also do have the medium one that could actually work here. It could work here. I'm not gonna lie. We honestly might just stick it back here or something. I don't know. But another thought is to kind of just put the, I kind of do want to have the regular size one. It, you know, is a really nice asset. I really like this. So I might, we might have to put it. So I just don't know where, you know. I'm gonna say, we're gonna put it over here. So I'm gonna get this street and I'm gonna drag it out like, oh, not that, not tunneled. Sorry. I'm just gonna drag this street out, kind of like parallel to the, or is that perpendicular or parallel, whatever, to the highway. Ooh, we can actually see. Oh, it's the wrong. I gotta change the thing. Let's do this one. This one's kind of cool. All right. Change the train type. All right, let's get our rail yard on here. It is a pretty big asset, I'm not gonna lie, so we're definitely gonna need it. And then we can also get this thing on here too. Why not? And we can get the extra track. Let's just upgrade it to the full. Why not? And we already have train tracks running here. This is kind of, it's kind of out of the way, so it should be good. Why are we getting so many things about ambulances? It's probably because of how bad the traffic is. I think we have 2 huge hospitals that are not even close to being full capacity. It's just the traffic, guys. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Holy moly. Okay, we need to get this subway in ASAP. I mean, this is just straight gridlock, right? Like, this is, like, no one's even moving. This is just, okay, we have to get this subway in immediately. I'm gonna pause the game real quick, actually. Alright, so let's just get our track, just like that. And then we're gonna go underground. We're gonna kind of go like that. I think that's probably good. And then, oh yeah, we don't have bi-directional single tracks, so I don't know, I guess we're just doing this. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I don't really care about making this pretty. Like, it's not like my biggest concern, to be honest. This is kind of supposed to be out of the way. Oop. So it's not really that big of a deal if I don't, like, if it's not that pretty. That can be for another, oh my god, another episode. But right now, guys, this is just kind of, we need to get something, right? Like, this just, we need to get something in. So yeah, let's try to get that guy there, and then we can just kind of connect like that. Let's see. I'm really bad at building rail yards, guys, if you couldn't already tell. So yeah, not my strong suit. Something I definitely want to get better at, because I think when a rail yard is like really well made, it looks so good. But yeah, for now, guys, I mean, eventually, obviously, we will have urban expansion all throughout the entire map, so we can worry about doing this side later, but we only really need one side to be functional. And what does this even do? Oh, it just makes the train maintenance faster. Okay, well, that doesn't really matter. All right, guys, but let's get ready. So let's look at the game from a different point of view. Let's look at it from a bird's eye view, guys. So actually, we're gonna have to, I need to have my cursor out. So let's just look here. So we have our main avenue. So we have Saks Avenue that kind of goes like this. Goes along the coast kind of. So we definitely want to have a line along Saks Avenue. This is a huge arterial. I mean, it is everything. This is basically the whole city on one road. So we're definitely gonna have to have something there. I'd also love to have one along King Street, or even, not even one that follows a street necessarily, but just one that kind of, I don't even know, like, this just goes more northern compared to Saks Avenue. So we're gonna have another line that kind of maybe goes like this. It doesn't have to follow a road per se, but we can have one that goes northern, kind of north like that. I want to also have one that kind of joins up here and then goes along Broadway. I think this is Broadway. Goes along Broadway and links up to some sort of station here. That's gonna be a big interchange. Sorry. We can also have more kind of like random lines, because guys, I am going to subway the hell out of this city. Like, it's not even funny. I'm not gonna lie. This region alone, like this region, Baniacs, Murdochs, Bankston, and Canary Wharf, will probably have like at least 5 lines, maybe even more. Like, if we actually get to the point where we expand Latsou and actually urbanize the entire island, I'm not even gonna lie, guys, we could have like 50 subway lines, and that's like my dream. Like, that's what I want so bad, because I freaking love Subway so much. So we're gonna Subway the hell out of this place, and it's gonna be awesome. But let's get our Saks Avenue line going. So a really cool thing is I have a crossing subway. I think this is it's some mod. I'll leave it in the description below. I think it's just the more transport. Here, let's see if I can find it. Let's see. It might not. Yeah, it's probably not gonna show up here. But it's a really helpful mod because it gives us like so many good assets. It gives us crossing stations, and it also gives us a really small station. Like, look at that thing. It's just like basically half of what the real asset is. So like if you want to sneak that into like a more populated area, you can do that. All right. Anyway, so I actually really want to plan for, you know, expansion on the subway. So I'm gonna place down maybe more crossing subway stations than I would maybe like. But yeah. So let's just start here, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna head into a bit of a time lapse just to get the stations down, and then I'll explain everything that I do after. Alright guys, so I just laid down some stations for our Saks Avenue line, and I think it's coming along pretty well. One thing though is I was having a bit of a problem here. You know, I really wanted to make the stations a little closer apart, and I really wanted to put a station here. I also really wanted to put a station here, and I really do like placing more stations rather than less. I think it's just a bit better, but just with the way that Saks Avenue kind of goes, like it's just kind of very like flowy almost, it's gonna be really difficult if I had stations in these middle sections to be able to actually connect up the tracks. So I think it's okay. Now this is only 5 stations, which is not a lot. Like that is like 5 stations for a line, you know, it's not a lot. So I don't know, but I think I really want to terminate this line. I also added the subway extension for our train station here, but I want to terminate this line maybe over here. I think that'd be pretty good. So I'm thinking we need a bit of open space, maybe somewhere like right here. So let's just let's get rid of some trees just like that, and then let's go. How am I gonna do this though? I might have to add like a little road on the side. So let's just do that. Perfect. And then let's grab ourselves, what's that? Yeah, small pedestrian street. There we go. This road has a dead end. Oh god, do we have to, I guess we have to drag that out. Okay. Alright, I can go into the, what? Why didn't that work? Can this? Nope. Oh god. Alright, there we go. So now we can actually, okay, that actually works pretty well. So there we go, 6 stations on our Saks Avenue line. That's not bad. And I did put a crossing station here because I'd imagine this is going to be a pretty busy interchange station, because we're going to have our Broadway line going down, and then maybe even a couple other stations terminate there. I also want to maybe make this one also a crossing station. I'm not going to lie. Hell, maybe all of these will become crossing stations. I have no clue. But let's just connect up the tracks now. So we're gonna go to -20, and the reason for this is that actually there is no reason for it. I just think -20 is not bad. Negative 50, you know, I think it gets more expensive as you go down. Yeah, it gets way more expensive. So, you know, for the sake of keeping this cost effective, you know, because this is still trying to be realistic, we'll go to negative 20. And let's just try to, I don't really care how the tracks look too much underground. I do like to have, you know, nice curves and stuff. So as long as that's being applied, it doesn't really matter too much to me. So yeah, just kind of using this S-curve tool thing, and yeah, just making nice curves. Oh, looks like we might have to go down one. There we go. Look at that, it almost follows the road perfectly actually, which is kind of cool. So yeah, let's just take that, and then let's go up to there. I hope it doesn't do something weird underwater. It did not. That's amazing. All right, there we go. That's pretty good. Now I need to figure out where I'm gonna connect our train station thing to. I think we have to connect it here, or it might actually just make it part of a different line. We might do like a Park Avenue line too. That could be, that's a possibility, you know, you never know. But yeah, guys, I think we're gonna now get started on our second line of many, and that'll be the Broadway line. So Broadway is this street like this right here. There's this big L shape. I do want to make some sort of terminus station over here that kind of connects up a couple lines, maybe one or two or three, sorry. But yeah, this Broadway line will be pretty important because I guess when we eventually expand onto this island, it'll be kind of like a big line that goes to the island. So yeah, let's get some tracks. So yeah, oh my god. So yeah, let's get some stations down and tracks for our Broadway line. Alright guys, so I just did the track and station laying for our Broadway line, and I think it turned out pretty good. A little bit of an issue though is that there were just not enough stations. Like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like there's really enough stations, which is kind of annoying. I really would like to have a big intersection station here and here. I mean, that's a little unrealistic because they're so close to each other, but it's okay. I did make sure there was a big intersection station here. There is a bit of an issue though in that I don't know how I'm going to be able to connect our train station line or station to the rest of the subway network. I think what I might do is snake a track off here and connect it up here, and maybe make that join with a different line, or I don't really know what I'm going to do, but it's okay. And the reason why I put a crossing station here, a big intersection station, is because I want to build our next line, which is probably going to be the Park Street line, or Park Avenue line, I should say. The Park Avenue line, or actually, should we do Park Avenue? Or should we do Oak Street, or should we do King Street? I think King Street's a little, Decisions, guys. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do both. I think we're going to do both, guys. When I told you we're going to do a subway overhaul, I mean it. All right, we're doing an absolute subway overhaul. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get this intersection station to go along Park Avenue right here and kind of snake through the university and then eventually end up in Central Murdoch's. And then we're going to get a line that kind of goes off here onto King Street, and that's going to eventually end up in Murdoch's as well. So yeah, let's do that, and then I'll connect up the train station, subway station somehow. Alright guys, so I just got finished with our new lines. So we're gonna have the Park Avenue line that goes along here, kind of in the middle of the city, and then we're gonna have the King Street line that kind of runs north of the city. And guys, I am falling in love with this metro system so far. I think it looks really good. I'm really pleased with this so far. But yeah guys, this is looking pretty good. So I upgraded this station over here so that I could take an extra track from our Park Avenue line. And then yeah, it's looking pretty good so far though. And I'm just a little unsure what I'm gonna do with this Murdoch's station. I could join it up here, to be honest, but that's just like 2 stations of a line, and that's kind of like, I don't really know if that's necessary, to be honest. It's kind of like pointless. And it really seems like we're not gonna have very many vertical lines going through here. As for our train station, I really don't know. I'm very unsure what I'm gonna do with the train station line. I tried at the end of that time lapse, if you guys can see, to get a track going like that, but it's just too weird. I couldn't do it. So I might honestly bring it up and join it. Honestly, I might just go like that, put a track like that or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. And then as for our Murdoch's station, you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna demote it. I'm just gonna make it regular station, just because, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be very helpful to have another line going like this, like that. It just doesn't make sense. There's no more room, right? Like there's already tracks going through here. It's too much a weird curve to get, a line going, and it's just, there's no point, right? You can already basically get to any, distance of the city in terms of verticality, if that's even a word, just from switching off here, because we already have 3 lines kind of. So it makes sense in my head. Hopefully it makes sense in your head. But let's just quickly get this connection made over here. So I think we're gonna go with this one, and then we're gonna drag it up till we hit 180, and then I'm gonna go like that, and then like that, and boom. Hey, that actually that doesn't look bad. That's actually a pretty reasonable curve. Yeah, okay, that looks not bad. And then I guess with this part of the Park Avenue line, I should say, I don't really know what I want it to do. Maybe, honestly, just I don't know. I'm gonna have it actually. I want it to connect up to this station, so I'm gonna put a station maybe in the university campus, maybe right there or something. And then, actually, I don't know. Let's see if we can curve it like that. Maybe a station right there, and then curve it up that. I don't know. It just feels like it has to go somewhere, right? So, I don't know. Maybe a station right here. Honestly, this might not be too bad. Let's move this bookstore over. I really like this building actually, but yeah, it's gonna get a nice little subway station. So hey, that's awesome. All right, let's get that in there. It's way more than enough room. Okay, I didn't even have to do that. Okay. All right, and then let's get this going, and then but how are we gonna connect this? It doesn't even really need to connect, right? You can already connect right here, so yeah, it's fine. So let's get this tool, and let's just kind of go like that, and then like that. And look at that, guys. This metro system, this subway system, I should say, is looking pretty good. I'm really liking it. I do want to connect up Bankston and Canary Wharf as well. I don't really know what to do for that, to be honest. We do have 3 stations here that we could actually sneak maybe 2-3 stations down here. We could do that actually, because we have these 3 stations that are basically on top of each other that we could all switch to. But here's the thing though, the problem I think is that, yeah, we can't fit a crossing station in between here. So yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work. I could do like a spin-off of here though. Decisions, guys. I don't know what to do. We could do a spin-off of here, and then we get a little. Let's do that. Why not? Let's just do that, and yeah, let's just do that. Let's head into a bit of a time lapse, get that one done. Alright guys, so I just got done with our little spur line, I guess we can call it. And eventually this line can actually just kind of cross, like over here. You can make it to this island, but for now it's going to be like a tiny little spur line. I don't know, just add a bit of more complexity to the system, I guess, if it wasn't already complex enough. Because yeah, I think we already have like, what is this, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines already in just this little area. That's awesome though. I think it turned out really good. I think it follows the main arterials pretty well, and I think it really links up a lot of, you know, people. Like obviously there's a ton of people that live here, lots of people, lots of jobs too, big crossing stations. Obviously links up our train station as well. And I think it looks absolutely amazing. I'm really happy with this. So yeah. Alright guys, so let's get to actually building some of these lines, because we have all this track and all this infrastructure, but we have to actually make it functional, of course. So let's start making our lines, and we're going to start over here. Let's start with our first line that's going to go over here. Is it going to connect, or there we go. We're just going to go over here on this northern track up here, and this will be our Saks Avenue line. And it kind of goes over here, boom, up here, and then it finishes off at the train station. Will that go there? Yeah. Okay, and let's head it back. Just like that. I know there's a much more efficient way of doing this, but I always just like to make sure I didn't click the wrong, see, just like that. Make sure I didn't click the wrong thing. Alright, one more. There we go. Alright, so that is our very first subway line, guys. And eventually we obviously have to connect our actual subway yard up, of course. So yeah, that is our very first line, guys. And this line has 12 stops, so 6 stations. Yeah, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. 6, 7 stations. Whatever. So we're gonna call this line. Okay, so first off, guys, I want to get into some more nerdy kind of lore slash, I don't know, background information, history kind of stuff for this city. And I think what we're going to do, guys, before I actually name it, we're going to pretend, or not pretend, but we're going to make regions. Okay, because I think it's just going to make everything more realistic. Oh god, what is this? Whew, big crash. Anyway, we're going to make regions. So this right here will be the region of Baniacs. Okay, Baniacs is the biggest city, 50,000 people. To the Murdochs is only 26,000, and these two only have like maybe 5,000, whatever. Right? So we're gonna call this region. So it's gonna include Baniacs, Murdochs, Canary Wharf, and Banks and Stacks as the region of Baniacs. Okay, and this is gonna be really important because this is how I like to do things. Okay, guys, I'm sorry if anyone hates this idea. I love it. This is why I play this game pretty much. So we're gonna call this Baniacs Regional Transit, so BRT, and then we're gonna call it Saks Oh my god, Saks Ave, or we're just gonna call this the Saks Avenue line. Alright, I can kind of see why calling it the Saks line wouldn't be the best name, so we're gonna call it the Saks Avenue line. There we go. So, Baniacs Regional Transit Saks Avenue line. There we go. First line is complete. Alright, so I'm gonna go into a bit of a time lapse just to speed everything up and connect all of these stations with their respective lines. Alright guys, so look at that. We have all of our lines completed. We officially have 5 lines. I don't know how I miscounted that. I think I said 4, but we actually have 5 lines just in Baniacs region. So that's kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie. But let's see. So we have to actually, oh shoot, I didn't even realize that. Okay, let's just change the colors. So let's make this one a red line. Let's make that a nice bright red. Let's just make this a nice green too, kind of like a bright green. This is the yellow line. This can be the blue line. There we go. And then this can be, I don't know, the teal line. There we go. All right, so let's look. What is our red line called? Okay, so this is our Park Avenue line, so let's just go ahead and name that. So this is going to be BRT Park Avenue line. There we go. All right, then our blue line is our Broadway line. So BRT Broadway line. There we go. And then our yellow line is our spur line. So what can we call this one? Let's call this the Bankston spur line. BRT Banks. Actually, let's just call this the BRT South spur line. And then our last one will be our King Street line. So let's just call this the BRT King line. There we go, guys. So our King and Saks Avenue line are tied for the most stops and most stations. But beginning of this, guys, we are actually building up a good amount of track length. So not bad, not bad. And this is looking pretty good, guys. Look at that. We already have a pretty nice metro system in place. I think this is looking pretty good. I mean, the train line kind of messes the whole thing up, but whatever. So this is looking really, really good. And yeah, guys, this is basically gonna be it for today. We did a lot of stuff. Like, oh my gosh, I am so happy and so pleased. But without further ado, we can actually connect up our tracks because, yeah, we're gonna have to do that one. So let's just see how are we gonna do this. So let's get just kind of like that going in there, kind of like that, so that these trains can go there, blah blah blah. All right, and so we got all that covered, and now we have to make sure the Broadway line. How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna make sure the Broadway line actually get some trains? I guess we can do something right here. So that way, yeah. So that the Broadway trains can get on and off here, I guess. Okay, there we go. Not the most efficient way to disperse the trains out, but it's gonna have to do, whatever. And then we can kind of connect this up here and there and there. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. So let's get this thing on the let's get this thing ready though. So let's go like this. Let's go -20. Let's drag that out maybe to there. That's pretty good. All right, so first things first, guys. Let's take this and just kind of, and then we're gonna take this and do like that. There we go. Doesn't look horrible. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but whatever. And then we'll take this and bring it up here. Obviously, eventually we will obviously extend this further because it kind of just stops there. We could have honestly just added another station today, but we'll leave that for another episode. And yeah, guys, I think it's without further ado, we have to let's let her rip. Let's see what happens. Oh, it did not connect for some reason. I don't know what went on there. There we go. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's let our trains out. There we go. Oh, we have a, what in the world? Oh, shoot. Okay. I have to make sure that our lines have the proper trains. So this, no, we want a subway train. Yes, we want a subway train. Thank you very much. Not that. Sorry. This. Let's get this. That's already a subway train. No. What about this? That's also a subway. Here, let's change that. Subway. Okay. And then lastly, our spur line is also a subway. Okay. So I don't know. This guy's just gonna have to make his way back eventually. I don't know. All right. There we go. Let's see. Any more trains? There we go. A couple more. How many vehicles can we have? We have 5 possible vehicles. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's start spawning. I haven't seen any teal trains, I don't think. Let's get some teal. There we go. We got some teal trains coming out there. That's our king line, I'm pretty sure. All right. There we go. They're all going. Ooh. Can our... Okay. Okay. They can. I was just worried. I wanted to make sure that our Broadway trains can actually get to the actual line. Okay, a bit of some traffic here, guys. To be expected. You know, they have to kind of settle in. So, yeah, I'm just gonna put the simulation on maximum speed, guys, and let's just see what happens. You know, we already have 30 people waiting here. 49, 70. Oh my gosh, where is this? Oh yeah, this station's gonna be pretty. Oh my god, 145 people already waiting. Oh my god, we just opened it. 105. Oh my gosh, guys, this is gonna be a this is gonna be a good thing. Okay. So we already have 46, 37. Like guys, this is gonna be so nice for the. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be amazing. How many people on our green line? 90 in the train station alone. That's pretty cool. That's actually awesome, guys. This is really nice to see. There's a lot of people using it. I hope the Murdoch's one gets used too. Only 5 people here. Ooh, 77 though. Holy moly. Yeah, this is, guys, our subway system is gonna be absolutely phenomenal. I am not gonna lie, guys, not to brag. I'm pretty good at building subways, as you guys can see. And if I do say so myself, it's a pretty nice network, I'm not gonna lie. And this is just for a tiny portion of the city. This is just for Baniacs region, which is one of the very many regions we will be building. So yeah, let's just look around, you know, see how people are liking the system. Up here, this one only 30, still a lot of people. This one 49. How many people are using the spur line? I'm actually interested. 12 people. Okay. What about this one? 14. Okay, that's more than I thought, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, we should probably go ahead and upgrade all of them. We'll do that another time. Yeah, we can kind of see what's going on here. I'm actually really curious to see what the most, or no, let's see, how do I do this? And then let's go underground, and then, oh, what? Okay, whatever. I'm actually curious to see though, like what the most used line will be. I have a feeling it's gonna be the Park Avenue line or the Saks Avenue. I think it's either one of those. I don't think, yeah, it's probably Saks actually, because it connects up everything. Right, it goes from all the way over here. It travels the furthest length, and it goes through the most important parts of the city. But yeah, and most importantly, that we do have a university station. 117 people. Which one? Oh yeah, this is also. Oh, this is gonna be an absolute. Whew. This is gonna be a big station, guys. This is gonna be a pretty. The same with this one. Not actually as many, but how many people here? 74, 400 and oh my, that's at the train station. Holy moly! Ooh, goddamn. God damn, what the hell? How many people? Oh my gosh, guys, this is gonna be. See, this is what happens when you actually take your time and build a good network. People actually use it a lot, and that's exactly what I want to see. That's amazing. So, yeah, guys, but this is really cool. This is really big. This is awesome. This is what I play this game for, building subways and public transit and all that sort of stuff. So I'm definitely very pleased. I'm gonna let the simulation run for like probably about an hour after this or something, just to kind of let everything get into circulation, all that sort of stuff, manage all this. And I will actually off camera go through and name individual stations. That is another thing I absolutely love. I wouldn't want to bore you guys to death though with naming stations. I don't think anybody really cares. If you guys really do care though, I'll obviously make a video showing off the stations and where I've named them. But yeah, that's what I'll do off camera right after this. But guys, that's gonna bring an end to this episode, and I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased. This is one of the best subway networks I've built in a very long time. I don't know why there's so many taxis. Anyway, I'll also actually in the video description I'll leave some stats. So how many stations, how much track length, how many lines, all that sort of stuff. And the line names and all that sort of stuff, just for you guys to kind of like, I don't know, or even just for me. I don't really know if anybody else cares about that, but I absolutely love that sort of stuff, and you guys can tell I'm very excited about this. So yeah, guys, that'll be the end of episode, what is this, 6? I think this is episode 6, guys. Wow, we are really making way through our city here in Latsou. But yeah, guys, that is gonna be it for today. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will catch you guys in the next video.